Hi, welcome back to Black Coffee and Grits. I'm Lisa. It's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. Um, I feel like the month flew by. I don't know about you. Hopefully you had a wonderful Christmas holiday if you celebrate Christmas. Um, a good break. We've been having a lot of fun over here. I have notes galore. As always, the table is full. I have so many things to show you. I have FFOs. I have finishes. I have plenty of new starts. I have a few loose plans to talk about for 2025. I can't believe that is tomorrow. And what else? I have some quilting projects too. So if you're into that, I'll probably do the quilting and the sewing stuff toward the end. But we'll also have a giveaway because I want to say thank you so much to all my viewers, friends, people who have supported my channel over the last few months. It has grown and it blesses my heart every single time someone comments or just enjoys the content. So I want to say thank you. So we'll have a few giveaways at the end. And as you know, I kind of always wing it. So we'll just get started and I'll tell you some stories along the way. It's like I said, it's been a busy month. A lot has happened. And I did do a whip parade. If you haven't seen that, you should go back and watch that. It'll recap almost all the whips I have for 2024 because I did have, oh my gosh, I started 7 projects in December. So I had, I guess, startitis. It was like, I have, like I said, a heaping pile growing over here. But I'll start with my notes and then we'll just jump right in. So if you didn't see my kit parade, I did get a real Christmas tree. So that was something fun and I'm still enjoying it. It's actually behind the camera so I can still admire it and all my fun ornaments. There are pine needles on the floor. We will probably be getting rid of the tree sooner than usual. Although, we've made it to the first and it didn't completely die yet. So we've had crazy roller coaster weather in Texas. We've had some 70-degree days thrown in here in December, which is so crazy. Today is like a normal winter day. It's in the 50s, but I think yesterday it was almost 80. It was wild. So there is this weird dot on my head. You guys probably can't see it. Oh, it is from the auto, whatever the lock thing. Okay, I'm crazy. Ignore me. But I was like, what is that? Because every now and then I would move and I would see it right over the top of my head. So what else happened in December was Jingle Ball, and that was so much fun. And if you didn't participate in that, you should think about doing it next year. It was the first weekend. Was it the first weekend in December? Yes, the first weekend in December. It was really fun to kind of kick off the holiday season from the comfort of your own home. I got to chat with a lot of friends, Zoomed. I watched some of the designer content, which was super fun, and I definitely did some shopping. So remember how I said there probably wouldn't be much haul? Yeah, that's not true. There's going to be haul. Because the other thing we did besides celebrate Christmas, and we had such a fun time, like I said, my mom lives in our neighborhood. She's just right down the street around the corner. So our family tradition with her parents was always Christmas Eve, and we would get together and do games and like a movie and usually go and look at Christmas lights. So we've kind of continued the Christmas Eve tradition. She came over. We cooked, like my grandma used to always make queso with sausage. So we always make that, and now it's like we do a Mexican Christmas Eve. So I made enchiladas this year. They were so good. Sour cream chicken enchiladas. And then we stuffed ourselves. And then we literally just like have been eating that all week because I cooked more than we could possibly eat. But Mom and I put together a puzzle and we played games with the boys and watched Christmas movies. We didn't go look at Christmas lights, but we had a fun time. And then on Christmas Day, it was just us again. And we made a mess, and the mess is still over there. It's still sitting there mocking me. I can see it because Michelle invited me for a quilting weekend. We went to the best little retreat center in Dallas. the 27th through the 29th. So I was gone like 30 hours over the weekend quilting and having so much fun. And we did some shopping and a little bit of cross stitching in there too. It was great. And I'll tell more about that as we go on too. But so I haven't done a lot of cleaning or housework. I was on Christmas vacation, right? Doesn't that exist? Thankfully, my husband was very supportive and did a lot of the cooking and cleaning over the last few days while I was gone. But the Christmas mess is still there waiting for me. So maybe later today I'll get going on that. I also had a meetup with my friend Kat. I got to meet her. She's a viewer who lives just down the way from me. So I was so excited to get to meet you and stitch with you at Starbucks. And Michelle and I had a meetup for coffee with her friend Daisy. That was back toward the beginning of the month. So lots of fun meetup time with friends over the month of December. So lots of stitching time and fun. I'll show you quickly my book of days. It's not all cutely decorated, but look at all that stitching that's written in there. What a mess. I had, like I said, six new starts, 3 finishes, and 3 FFOs. So we'll start with the FFOs. The first one I did was on my silverware bucket. Do you guys remember this? I usually have silverware in it, but I took it out because it's noisy to carry around over here because this is a metal tin. It's a little handled bucket. I think I got this at Michael's. Nope, Kirkland's. So that's been a long time ago. Looks like it was on clearance too. Sticker's still on the bottom. So I finished this piece, like stitching this piece last year. I have the magnets just sitting on this tin because I never glued them. I finished stitching this piece last year and then I FFO'd it this year. So this is Town Church from Little House Needleworks. It's from the Hometown Holiday series. And I'm very sorry, I don't know what linen this is that I stitched this on because I don't have a note on it, and I don't have any idea if I used the called for colors or not, but it looks like I did. It looks pretty true to this picture. It turned out so cute, and I used some color and cotton rickrack in the color, oh, what is this color? Delicious Apple, maybe? Something like that. It's one of my favorite reds from them. But that turned out so cute, and I have been enjoying it through the holiday season. I just love the little nativity with that church. Very Christmassy. Other FFOs were ornaments. So last year I stitched this cute little hippo piece, and I actually stitched it twice because I stitched it for a ornament exchange with friends, and then Will saw it and he was like, that's too cute, you can't give that away. So I stitched it again for Will and I got it FFO'd. This is from the Blue Flower. It's actually a freebie. I think you can still go to her website and get that Christmas hippo. And I think I just stitched him with colors from Stash on a piece of bean sprout from Fiber on a Whim. Pretty sure. And then just did a cute little hoop finish. So simple and quick. And then back in July, when I was it July? Yes, because it was a Christmas in July theme. I was at the Chatterbox retreat with some friends, and Lisa kitted this up for us from cutesy-crafts.com. So this is another freebie pattern. It says, Merry Christmas, ya filthy animal. And Brooke and I went to the thrift shop and found this adorable, like red and white box pleated ribbon, red and white polka dot. And then we did a finishing class with Trish, taught us finishing in the round. So I had this pretty much all put together, and then I just needed to do some gluing and I just used some burlap for, is this called burlap? Raffia? I don't know what this is called, for a hanger. So that turned out really cute. And I'll probably stitch that again because I feel like that would make a fun gift. Okay, so that was it for FFOs. I'm going to show starts first and then finishes because it's in front of me and that is easier to reach at the moment. So these are going to be out of order. Totally okay. And I'm actually going to pop in pictures of the charts because I just think that they show better. I know I did just show those because I had, well, the hometown holiday pattern because I had it. I was looking for things to do for giveaways and I came across the pattern. So I was like, I better pull this out so I can remember what in the world it's called. So during the Jingle Ball, some friends were stitching this Erin Elizabeth pattern called Believe, and I fell in love with it, and I actually ended up ordering it off of 123 Stitch, and I ordered not one, not two, but 3 pieces of fabrics for an option because everyone was stitching it on different colored linen, and it was so pretty, and I just couldn't decide. So I wanted options. So I did end up going with the called for, which except the called for, well, I should say the model. The model was stitched on Ada. I did end up going with linen. Let me fold this over because there's still a needle in this. I was mid-stitch when I put this down. This is Haunted by Picture This Plus, 32 count linen, and I'm doing mine 2/2 with grits. So my white is grits. The called for was a silk, but you know me. I'm going to use grits if I can. So that is, I got pretty far on it. I stitched a few days on that. And you can see the linen in the haul in a little bit. Did I tell you all the things? I feel out of practice. Hasn't been that long since we saw one another. Oh my goodness, I need a spot to put this. I should have brought another chair over here to fill. So the other thing that I started was a stitch along with my friend Krista, the wildflower stitcher, and I know Missy Timberlake from Two Needles Pulling Thread jumped in on the SAL with us, and maybe some others. I need to go back and check the hashtag. But we started this on the first day of winter solstice, so December 21st, but it's not too late to get started on it if you want to. Join us. It is, I'll pop in a picture of the chart, Winter Tradition Sampler by Tiny Modernist. And I kitted mine up with all the called for DMCs, but I did substitute grits for the white. And I'm loving how it's turning out. I decided to stitch mine on a piece of Ale from Picture This Plus. It's also 32 count linen, 2/2. And I got that little deer stitched. Isn't he cute? Love him. And I was actually out at my dad's yesterday in Weatherford and saw a little buck by the side of the road. I'll pop in a picture of him too. I was so glad he didn't hop out in front of me. When I leave my dad's or when I go to my dad's, it never fails. I see deer. There are so many deer in that area. I probably saw, I'm really not exaggerating, I probably saw close to 100 does. But then that one little buck, he was so sweet. Okay, I'm gonna try to put these across there. Do you ever just have a piece of floss that keeps following you? I have this one piece of floss that I keep putting in my box, but I guess I'm catching it on my shirt or whatever I'm stitching and it just keeps traveling around with me. Okay, the other start I had was, I'll pop in a picture of the chart, Hilltop Village. Ooh, my mind is blanking out. Now I'm looking for the chart. I know I had it here somewhere. Can't remember. So sorry. Okay. Of course, the part of the pattern fell out of the package. Hilltop Village in Winter is what it's called, by Thistles. I couldn't remember. My mind just went. And I kitted mine up with my own flosses. I probably will put my floss conversion up on Instagram at some point, but I haven't used all of the colors yet, so I'll probably just wait and share that with you whenever I have more of the colors picked out, because I know you don't want to get part of the information and not the whole thing. The called for were gentle arts, and I just didn't have most of them in my stash. So I went and pulled some coloring cotton and some DMC, this and that. I kitted it up on this piece of vanilla cream by Volcano. It's a 14 count, and I got a pretty good little start on this piece. I was having a lot of fun stitching on it. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, I don't know, squirrel. I had a lot of squirrel moments in December. So that is Hilltop Village. I also got in a little bit of time on my Christmas Rules by Lizzie Kate. And I'm stitching this one on a piece of Bramble by Picture This Plus, 32 count linen, 2/2. And I do have my color conversion up on Instagram if you want to know what these are. I did use a lot of color and cotton floss. That was from Stash. And then I did some of the weeks that were called for. I think I just kind of, if I had it, I used it. If I didn't, I went in search of something similar that was in Stash. So I think what I stitched was this little block right here, the Honor Traditions. So I got that finished. And I knew I wasn't going to finish all of this Christmas because I just had too many things I wanted to start. So I got to a stopping point and I moved on. The next thing I stitched on, well, the next thing that's in my pile, I should say, is Peace and Goodwill by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I actually didn't get any more progress on this since my Whip Parade, but I'm showing it anyways because it's part of my December stitching. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count antique lace by Seraphim, and I just love this fabric. I think it is so beautiful. So I got that snowflake motif in and the pretty red Quakers. Looks so good. And 2/2 with the called for flosses for that. Super out of practice. I also stitched on Farmhouse Christmas and got another block completed on this. I'm stitching mine. This is a Little House Needleworks pattern. It's actually a nine-piece series, 9-chart series, 9-piece series. I don't know how you'd say it. They had it finished in a 9-patch block with the quilt star in the center. Or the quilt block. I decided to stitch mine kind of like a village, so I'm doing it long ways. And I was inspired by someone on Instagram. And please forgive me, I don't know who that was, but I had taken a screenshot and I was like, oh, that is adorable. I so want to do that. I never collected a village, like a house village, but I always loved the look of that. And I thought, well, this will be perfect. It's a lot less to store. So I got the block over here finished. And I did have a question about this on my last couple of videos. People were asking if I had to make any adjustments to the charts, and I didn't. What I did is I made a working copy and I pasted them all together. I think I did change the layout a little bit from the person on Instagram who stitched theirs, I think. And yeah, obviously I'm taking out the quilt block. I'm not going to stitch that section. But I know it looks like kind of three-dimensional because all of the buildings are not on the same plane, which it looks really neat, but I didn't do anything to change that. I just lined up the bottom of all the charts and the tops of all the charts, and I'm just stitching them like that. I hope that makes sense. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count raw linen by Zweigart, and I just love raw linen, and I think it's just perfect for this Farmhouse Christmas series. some of the called for colors, some of Color and Cotton from Stash. I wish I had that card in front of me. Let me grab that real quick. No judging. So some of the DMCs, I did use Picket Fence by Color and Cotton for the white. Ivy is the green. I think those were the changes I made. Yeah, the rest are either the Called for Classic Colorworks or the DMCs, depending on what I had in Stash. But here's, I'm not going to show you, well, I'm going to show you the patterns, but basically this is what I did was I just taped them all together so that I could, you know, lay it out the way I wanted it. And then also it's just lighter for traveling, and I'm not worried about, I didn't want to tape together my real patterns because I didn't want to mess them up. So yeah, that's what's happening there. Turning out really cute. Are you guys still stitching Christmas, or are you over it and have moved on? I was up until yesterday still stitching Christmas. I was stitching Believe yesterday. Today, honestly, I haven't gotten any stitches in. I can't believe that, but it's true. Okay, so the next thing I started was Emily Calls Be Merry. And I can't believe I didn't finish this because I got such a good like jump on it. But I squirreled so much. So this is stitched on 32 count Bramble. I picture this plus 2/2 with some of the called for and some of my own substitutions. I think I substituted the green because what was called for I didn't have, and I just wanted a tad bit more minty. So, and that's what I had in Stash. So this is how far I got on this one, and I do love it so much. I really love the color combination on this. I also started from Emily Call this beautiful nativity scene called Joy to the World. And her patterns are all available on Etsy as a PDF download. So I really love that. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Night Sky by Fiber on a Whim. It's a really pretty piece of linen, and let me put something behind this. So the reason why I didn't finish this, because I'm really close to a finish on this too, is because I had a little boo-boo. Somewhere I got, you know, one thread off, and I'm trying to decide, it's in timeout, if it bothers me or if I can live with it. But I'm pretty far along on it, so I don't really see myself frogging it out. What do you guys think? Are you a fixer, a frogger, or a fudger? I think it depends. Sometimes it really bothers me, and so I fix it. But that was a start. Oops, I actually just hit my own nativity. Sitting here on my table. Cute little bottle brush. I'll pop in a picture of it because it's so pretty. I should be checking these off as I go. So many whips. Okay, the other thing that I got some stitches in on, and I was actually stitching on it on the 29th because I think I have deemed this, even though I technically didn't start it this way, my leap year start, because I started it right around that. And so I'm going to be stitching this on, what did I decide? the 1st and the 29th. Let me look at my notes and see what I sort of planned. Yeah, the 1st and the 29th, I'm going to put in stitches on Pandemic. So this is Pandemic from Long Dog Samplers. I'm sure everyone's seen it. They all look different though, I think. So I'm stitching on mine on this beautiful overdyed 20 count Aida. So 1 over 1 on this piece with DMC. Is this number 29? I'm pretty sure it's 29. I have a pile of project bags over here. Yeah, 29. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't telling you a fib. It's that pretty purpley kind of eggplant color. Love it so much. Love this piece of fabric. I just think it's so beautiful. And I couldn't really tell you what exactly I got done, but I stitched on it for a couple days, 2 or 3 days in December. Decided to put this back in the project bag since I went and got the project bag. Because you know we don't want to have an avalanche. One of these days I'm going to get a system. I don't know when that's going to happen. You guys, I have good intentions always. Okay, did I show you all my whips? I did. Now I need to show you my finishes. Let me grab the pile. So also during the Jingle Ball, I was stitching this adorable piece, which came from the Cross Stitch magazine from 2023. Just cross stitch the Christmas. I'm popping in a picture because I can't remember what that I keep wanting to call it an episode. What that, it's not an edition, what this special magazine is called. Holiday or Christmas? I don't know. At any rate, this is Be Jolly. And it is adorable, and I love how it turned out, and I was able to get a finish. Now, there is supposed to be a little button here, and I found one in one of the Jabco snowflakes that I'm going to put on here, but it didn't make it home with me in my haul, unfortunately. I picked one out at the shop the other day, and I did use some of the call for colors. I did substitute out Black Coffee and Grits. And I think I ended up changing the red. I had that DMC pulled initially, but then it just didn't have enough variegation in it. So I changed my red. And I stitched this on 32 count barn board check Lugana. And I love it. I think it's so cute. So that'll be a good dough bowl. She finished hers as an ornament, but I think I'm going to put mine in the dough bowl. Did I tell you everything about that I was supposed to? So that was a start and a finish. Another finish, and I got this done before Christmas. But you know how you just run out of steam? At least I do. During the Christmas holiday season. So this is the 2024 Prairie Schooler Santa. I stitched mine on 10 count Tula in the color Vintage Country Mocha with the pearl cottons. So it was super fun to stitch. I'd never stitched with pearl cottons or on, well, I can't say I had never stitched on 10 count because I started that Uber turkey on 10 count too. But this I started before the turkey. So this was my first time stitching on 10 count. And I love how it turned out. It's adorable. I think I'm going to finish it as like a larger pillow. Just haven't gotten there yet. So I did use all the called for colors on this. And it was 2 over 2. No, 2 over 1. Excuse me. Because it's like Ada. 2 over 1. I was listening to the best audiobook while I was stitching this. So I'll probably always think of this when I see it, but I like to listen to audiobooks because I can cross stitch at the same time, but it was such a good book. It was All the Light We Cannot See. World War II setting. It was so good though. I actually, I was late getting to the Jingle Ball because I did not want to stop listening to the book, because, you know, when you get toward the end, it's getting exciting and you're just, it's like you can't put it down. I didn't want to put it down. So speaking of Jingle Ball, I will maybe pop in a picture of this. We'll see how well it shows up, but this is a PDF download that I got from Hello from Liz Matthews the night before Christmas. I saw this and I was like, gotta have it, gotta start it now. So it was a start and a finish. I wish I could have gotten it FFO'd, but I didn't quite get there, but it turned out so cute. I love it so much. I love the font, the serif font. I stitched mine with, you won't even believe it, black coffee. And then I had this piece of, from Atomic Ranch in Stash, this pistachio Lugana. I think it's 28 count. Pretty sure. If that is not right, I will pop in a correction at the bottom, but pretty sure this was 28 count Lugana. And it's so pretty and it's vibrant and poppy, but I kind of have this kind of limey color as an accent in my Christmas, so I think it's just perfect. I think I'm going to frame it with like a gold frame. We'll see. So many plans. So that was a start and a finish. Now, I need to check my notes and see where in the world I am. Got all of that done. Showed all of those things. Good, good, good. So now I'm going to show you some sewing projects, and then we're going to get to haul and we'll do some giveaways. So like I mentioned, Michelle invited me to a quilting retreat center last weekend. I was wiped out. I'm telling you, we spent like 30 hours quilting, cutting, you know, piecing, doing all the things. It was so much fun though. We had a great time. Enjoyed getting to meet her sister and some of her other friends and spend some time with her and her mom, Louita. Thank you so much for sharing your guest pass with me. I had a great, great time. Every day, Michelle and I would meet at the Walmart over by her house and carpool over there together. We really had a fun time. So, oh, but one more thing before I get to the quilting. This is a sewing-ish project. Remember the Dimensions kit? The stocking kit. Is this Dimensions? Basilla. Sorry, it's Basilla Kit. I wanted to stitch this for my mom. I know, I procrastinated, but I did finally get a start. I think I started it 2 days before Christmas. Like there was any chance of me finishing it? No, but a start is a start. And so now it's kitted up. I put all the DMC floss on one of these cute little cards, floss drops that I got from Cecilia's. It was so nice of them to give us these when we were shopping there. So you're supposed to cut this out as you go. You're not supposed to cut all the pieces out. They're very specific about that, I guess because the pieces can get lost. So I literally cut out the backing and this one little top piece, and I got that sewn on, and I put on these sequins. And I'm not even sure if you guys can see those sequins, but there are quite a few little sequins on this pattern. They're down here as well. And beads. So I was beading and doing sequins, and this weekend while we went to Creative Stitches, I got a beading mat. So it's like a little foam. I'll show you in haul, but I'm excited to try that out and see if it makes the beading a little bit easier, but maybe for next year. I did get a tiny bit more done, but I'm not going to show you because I'll have to dig through this noisy packaging to find it. But there was another little part that has her name on it. And And I was debating if I'm going to keep hand doing that or if I'm going to find someone to just embroider her name. Is that cheating? No, I don't think it is. I think it's work smarter, not harder. So that was another piece I worked on. And then remember, I think I showed it in the haul at some point. My friend Brooke gave me this Heartstrings pattern book from the Fat Quarter shop. And it was like a little, it wasn't a jelly roll. I don't know what you call this. 2.5-inch strips, flat strips, was only 20 pieces. So this fabric was from Clothworks called XOXO. So it's all Valentine themed. So I got a start on cutting. I cut out all of the heart pieces, and I decided instead of doing the vertical pieces to do all of the hearts that were horizontal. And I switched the background from gray to this sort of like a grapefruit color, peachy fabric that I picked up at the quilt shop, the the retreat center. They have a few, they had a lot of fabric actually. I've got a lot of fabric while I was there, but I'll show you these blocks really quickly. And I want to say a thank you to one of my viewers, Cynthia. So thank you so much for helping me jumpstart my quilting stash. She so generously gave me her quilting stash, and I want to say thank you. You'll see in a minute some of the fabric, but while it was on my mind, I wanted to say it right away. She gave me so much stuff, jelly rolls, mini charm packs, books. I mean, it was like I hit the jackpot of the lottery, the Christmas mother lode. I was looking through it for days, and I'm still like discovering things that are in that. I really appreciate you giving me that. It means a lot to me, and I'm using it. So I hope it makes you happy to see it in use, and probably it makes Brooke happy to see this fabric get put to use too. I know sometimes we grow a stash and we can't sew it all. We want to, but thank you, ladies, for helping me start a little stash. I'm trying not to go too crazy with the quilting things, but you know, it's hard. So made all these cute little heart blocks. And then I also cut out all of the other, there are just some solid pieces that you put it all together with. You guys, I don't have good quilting terminology, so forgive me if I sound like an idiot. I'm very new to sewing. I got my machine in May, and I've barely sewn anything. So this was like, to make triangles, I was like terrified, and I'm so proud of myself for making these heart blocks. Michelle was sitting by me all weekend answering all my questions. Thank you, Michelle, for being such a good friend and answering all my questions and holding my hand while I cut. So aren't this cute? So I got a jump start on Valentine's Day. I'm going to hopefully get that finished putting that together. I'm going to pop in a picture, an inspiration picture here of someone else's quilt that I saw on Instagram. I love the border that she did, and so I'm probably, because I want this to be just a little bit bigger than how the pattern calls for, so that we can use it as a throw instead of just like a wall hanging or like a decorative piece. So I'm going to add that border. I've got to find that border fabric. Oh darn, must shop, right? Okay, so what else did I sew? This is the fabric that Cynthia gave me. And I found out this is kind of a highly coveted fabric from Moda called Sweet Christmas, and it's an adorable charm pack. And I had a few blocks left over that I shared with Michelle. So she helped me make a bag. I wanted to know how to do the patchwork bag, so Michelle helped me. I did accidentally skip the quilting, the step to quilt the front, but I still think it turned out really cute. Michelle was kind of walking me through it. I used the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial method for putting this project bag together. I I'm very visual and I don't really do well with like reading instructions. And I'll be honest, sometimes I'm impatient. So it's just really helpful for like Michelle to do it and I'll do it like at the same time. So even though I had already made this bag like 3 times, it was just, I like seeing the way she did it. And I feel like you can learn something from everyone. So she helped me put the patchwork together and put the zipper in. And then we picked this cute little polka dot. This was also, I think I have I just picked up a fat quarter of this from the retreat center. And I'm sorry, I don't have the label for it, but it's a cute, I think it's a Moto wine as well. There's several different colorways of this dot. And then we use the Lori Holt zippers, which are so cute. And then we lined it with the polka dots. And she helped me not have any raw edges in the inside. And oh, there's some floss down there. I was like, what is that? There's some black coffee and grits down in the bottom of this. Imagine that. But it turned out really great. And again, thank you, Cynthia, and thank you, Michelle, for making it happen. Walking me through top stitching my zipper and all the things, and getting my lining right and not inside out. Okay, what else? So the other thing, this is really technically haul. I may show these fabrics. We may jump from quilting slash showing into haul. Yeah, I think we would be ready for that next. So while we were in Branson, while we were at Boxcar, Brooke and I fell in love with this, and I may pop in a picture too, of this Farmhouse Flannels layer cake that we saw. And we just thought, oh, this is like a perfect boy quilt. So she and I laid it all out in Branson, and I had sewn all of the horizontal rows, I think. And then so this weekend, and I will say, I'm new to sewing and I'm new, you know, like every time I'm picking something up different, like this is flannel. So it was a little bit shifty and the layer cake was not, you know, 100% square. But as Michelle taught me this weekend, it'll quilt out. Right? So let me show you. I pieced this, and I may actually pop in a picture too because it's really hard to show a quilt top. This is just it's going to be a throw for my husband. So I'll pop in a picture too because it's really hard to show the whole entire thing standing here. But I was very pleased that I got over worrying about it all being perfect. Better done than perfect. So, and you have to learn somewhere, right? Like at some point you gotta just go. You gotta do. But I think it's turning out really cute. I love all the like plaids, checks, houndstooths, and it's so soft. So while I was there at the retreat center, they had 108 width of this kind of houndstooth plaid, and I'm going to use that for the backing. So this is like ready to go, right? And then additionally, you know, I started, and I'll pop in a picture of this too because I didn't bring it out here with me. I started piecing together a Hey Boo Halloween quilt, and I thought this was like no more and none left to be had. But I found this stripe, and I'm so glad because I want to use this for the backing and the binding on my Hey Boo quilt. So, eek, so many great, awesome quilt projects coming together. So we're just going to roll into haul. For Christmas, Santa left me some Wonder Clips. These are so awesome. If you don't have any of these, you need some. They're just great for putting all kinds of things together. My mom gifted me a couple of jelly rolls. This is Stoff Fabrics Brewer. Really cute. Purples and mints. And then she also gave me I have to read all these again. It's almost like I need my glasses on. QT Fabrics. This is called Midnight Blooms. It's also a jelly roll. Really pretty, like autumn colors. Midnight Blooms. And she had this from a local quilt shop that she went to. I think she said it was out on Jacksboro Highway near us. I should have confirmed that with her. But other fabrics that I ended up adding to my cart this weekend was this adorable mini charm pack called Willow's Farm, which is a Moda by Deb Strain. And I'm going to pop in a picture of this because these are so cute. And I can't flip through all these because they're just too tiny, but there's the adorable, you know, I love a buffalo check and chicken wire. And then there's like a little farm scene and tractors, little tractors and horses and cows. I mean, it's like little sheep. And then there's like this really cool faux bois, like wood pattern. And I love the colors. So I feel like there's a little bag in my future out of this. My friend Michelle had a pair of these scissors and I was oohing over them and I haven't even opened them yet, but these are really a great pair of kind of mid-sized scissors. And they have a serrated blade. And then those nice comfort handles. So picked up these. They're called Perfect Scissors. Karen K. Buckley's Perfect Scissors in size medium. You know, if your friend's sitting right beside you and she's making an adorable bag and she has charm, well, she actually cut these out. She made her own little charm pack basically out of, I don't know if she had fat quarters or what, but anyways, she gave me her leftovers. So now I can twin with Michelle and her sister, I think. Jessie made a bag out of this as well. I don't know what line this is. Forgive me. Maybe I can get with Michelle and pop it in the notes. But what else? I think that was all my quilting haul. It was absolutely an utter joke to say that I wasn't going to have haul in December because, you know, you could just order stuff for yourself and wrap it and put it under the tree and call it a Christmas gift. And then your friends are so sweet and kind. Michelle made me this adorable project bag. I was going to show you what was inside. Oh, and there's a really cute bag charm. Let's show that too. Enameled candy cane. Love. And the inside is black and white with deer. It's so cute. She also gave me a piece of 32 count mushroom bowl linen from Color and Cotton, as well as a thread bed. I'm like, what is this called? A little needle book / thread bed. It's kind of spooky trees. Gray and black. And what else? There's a tea towel in here. And it is so cute. It has deer on it. I guess we're learning that deer are another theme for me. Isn't that pretty? It's like Christmas all over again. This is from gingiber.com. Here, I'll put the card in case you're wanting to shop. What else? So much haul. So during the Jingle Ball, there were exclusive charts that I couldn't say no to. I just fell in love. So obviously the Night Before Christmas from Hello from Liz Matthews was an acquisition, as well as these tiny Modernist charts. I may pop in pictures of these as well because I printed PDFs and then I proceeded to get them wrinkled. But this is The Magic of Christmas by Tiny Modernist, and I love this. And this was also a Jingle Ball exclusive, I believe. Now these, yeah, it does say exclusive design. At some point, these may become available on, you know, from their shops. I'm not 100% sure. I started pulling fabrics to possibly kit things up, I think. I don't know. Things landed everywhere during Christmas. Now this I know. I definitely pulled this to kit up this. The other piece that I just loved from Tiny Modernist was this Scandy Christmas set. And there's several patterns here. So I'll probably pop in a picture again. It's hard to see. The printing was just not real crisp, but I really love the, is it a 9 patch? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's like a 9 patch chart. And I just love the colors on that. And they're so cute. And then there are some ornaments and some little smalls that also came with it. But I had this piece of fabric from Forbidden Fiber Co. in my stash called Bells on Bobtail. And I just thought that is like perfect for this. And it is a 36 count linen. And I know what I said. We all can reserve the right to, I'll start stitching on it. And if I hate it, I hate it. But I'll probably just stitch it with 2 strands and we'll see how it goes. So additionally, I was inspired by Instagram. And I may start a new section in 2025 called Inspired by Instagram, because I'm always getting inspired by Instagram. But I saw this, and of course I had to have it. It is America by Twin Peak Primitives, and they were having an awesome sale. And so I went onto their Etsy shop and purchased this PDF, and I knew immediately that this was the perfect fabric for this. I've had it in stash for a while. This is called Bayou by Volcano, and it's a 16 count Aida. But I mean, it was like made for this, like made for it. So hopefully it's a big enough cut. I think it is, but I put it, I've decided to start, if I know the fabric I want to stitch with the chart, just put them together immediately, like pair them up, match them up. And then I was printing off some Freebie patterns. I saw this scrappy, what is this called? Scrappy Tree Paper Quilt from Riley Blake. That's a freebie. I thought, oh, that's cute. I have a layer cake that I want to, it's Christmas Eve, that I want to make into a quilt. And then this was mess for my desk. Don't mind it. We're just gonna tuck that over here. So when I saw the Erin Elizabeth Believe chart, I had to have it because everyone else was stitching it. It's so cute. I went to 123 Stitch, and in addition to the Haunted, I also got a piece of this beautiful red linen 32 count Rubius. It doesn't say, oh, it's Picture This Plus. Picture This Plus Rubius, because some people were stitching it on red, and some people were stitching it on pink, and some people were stitching on green, and it was beautiful on all the things. So I couldn't decide, and I thought, well, it won't hurt to have these in stash. And I thought that I would use one of the pieces for the Twas the Night Before, or the Night Before Christmas pattern, but I couldn't wait, and I found that lighter green in the stash, so I just used it. So then I also got a piece of Malachite by Fiber on a Whim. This is 32 count. Beautiful linen. And remember I told you I had the beads for my Mill Hill, what is this called? We Gather Together. I'll put in a picture of it as well. It's the adorable Native American piece that I started, and I got all the beads for that. Another reason to have that beading mat. Where is that beading mat? Oh, it's coming up. And then I saw at Jingle Ball my friend Stephanie, the New England Stitcher, and I thought about how she makes these awesome, she calls them Whippa Keepers. I gotta get my New England accent on. For your whips, you know, your Whippa Keeper. So I asked her to make one for me custom, and she did such a fabulous job. It is this adorable black and white check fabric with the teal accents. And then on the inside, look at these adorable farm animals. So she's got some pockets that are vinyl, front pockets, and then she's got a cute little thread bed over here, as well as a little scrap of felt to put your needle, and this is like, I guess, to keep your scissors, or yeah, and this snaps in, which is so cute. Thank you, Stephanie. You did a fabulous job. And I love it. So that was a Merry Christmas to me. Thank you, Santa. And then I told you this weekend that Michelle and I went to Creative Stitches and Gifts in Dallas. Michelle heard that they had some linen, and so we went over to check it out, and it was a great store. It's more needlepoint than it, but they did have some cross-stitch stuff. They had all of the Mill Hill beads, Jabco buttons, which, like, I love behind my Jabco buttons. I need to call them and see if they can mail them to me. As well as they had a great linen selection, a lot of floss. They had lots of silks, stinky dyes, Belsoise, classic Colorworks, of course DMCs, and there was a lot in the shop. We probably could have spent hours, but we mostly focused on linen. And oops, some linen fell into the cart. I got this beautiful piece of, I just love this. This is Sea Spray, a 28 count linen from Seraphim. And I think I just got fat eighths of all these because I didn't know what I was going to do with them. This is Persimmon from Fiber on a Whim, which is just lovely. And it's a 32 count linen. From R&R, this is Lucky Penny, 32 count. Oh, I love it. So many pretty linens to put into stash or go match up with projects. I got a piece of 30 count. I was trying to look at the name of this. She wrote down C, so maybe it's just called C from Weeks Dye Works. I love 30 count. It's like uber, especially from Weeks. It's very shifty, and I got very excited because they had a lot of it. Another piece of Weeks Dye Works 30 count in the color Dove. I hear my son giggling upstairs. And last but not least, a piece of Lakeside linen called Vintage Exemplar, 32 count. So worth that trip. Also, as I mentioned, I got this little bead mat. It's a little 8x10, kind of like a little foamy mat just to keep your beads from, you know, taking a walk. So many good things. So I hope Sienna was as good to you. Oh, one more thing. Sienna brought me some needle minders from Nad for Minders on Etsy. So we got a cute little Santa, a Dr. Pepper bottle. I just love this one, Kiss My Grits. It's too peoply outside because often it is. And my boys say this to me all the time. I ask them, guess what? And they say chicken butt, and we all had a big laugh about the chicken's butt because, yeah, you see. The Queen from Alice in Wonderland. It says off with her heads. And then I found this humorous. We love, oh gosh, what is the movie called? The Burbs. So that reminded me of The Burbs. So good Halloween needle minder. Are you guys ready for a giveaway? How am I doing on time? I'm ready in an hour. That's not bad at all. Okay. let's do a giveaway. Okay, so when I was doing my whip parade, I had some things that after the fact one of the things I decided to just go ahead and UFO because I didn't have very many stitches in it. And remember, I was like not loving my 4th of July rules 36 count. So I gifted that. I mailed it off. It went on its way, and I took the fabric from this project and I put it with my 4th of July rules. So I decided to UFO. So this is a brand new pattern, never been used. Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. So we're going to use the word rules. If you would like to be entered to win this pattern, please be in the United States, be a subscriber, and be 18 because you need to send me your mailing address, okay? And we will do the giveaway in the January stitching video. So tune in at the January video and I will announce the winners. So if you want a chance to win Christmas rules, use the word rules. Is that what I said? Hopefully it is. I probably should have just done numbers. What do you guys think? Is that easier? Sometimes people use the word randomly in a comment and they're not even trying to enter the giveaway and they end up winning. Perhaps. That's okay. The other pattern I decided to give away because I finished it is the 2024 Santa from the Prairie Schooler. So you're going to use the word Prairie. Prairie to win the Santa. And I decided one of my favorite whips one of my favorite finishes, I actually got this all the way framed, was Matter's Choice from Carriage House Samplings. And I just love this. And this was gifted to me from my friend Angie. So hopefully she won't mind me passing it on as well. We're going to use the word choice for this one. And I also stitched this sampler this year, and it was also one of my favorite pieces. So it's in a really great condition though. A Stitch in Time Saves 9 or Once Around the Floss Box from Shakespeare's Peddler. And we're going to use the word Shakespeare, but just without the apostrophe S. So Shakespeare. Do I need to spell these for you guys? I know Shakespeare is kind of a long, I picked a hard word, didn't I? Shakespeare. Okay. I'll probably pop those down below as well, just because I made it complicated, didn't I? Hopefully you guys will know how much I appreciate you. I hope you all have a really wonderful New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. Here comes 2025. I'm going to briefly talk about plans, mostly because I want to show you my planner. Because I cannot wait to dig in and start using this planner. If you haven't already gotten your 2025 planner, I got this from Katie the Naptime Stitcher. She has an Etsy page. She set up a special discount code for viewers of Black Coffee and Grits. The code is coffee. Wait, I need to go verify what this is. I cannot remember now. So, better safe than sorry. I wanted to go and make sure I had it right. And I will pop a link to this in the comments, or not the comments, but the show notes as well. So Katie the Naptime Stitcher on Etsy, she so generously created a 15% discount code for viewers. So use Coffee Grits for 50% off. And like I said, I'll put it all below as well so you don't have to try to guess at what I'm saying, and I'll pop it in the show notes as well. But I am so excited to use this planner. She not only has planners, but she also has all kinds of cool printables, which I showed in, I believe, the Flosstube before last, the November stitching Flosstube. And you can print it yourself at home. I printed mine on cardstock. Absolutely love it. I took it and I had it spiral bound at my local FedEx, and it was only $7 to spiral bind this. I wasn't sure. You never know with FedEx, you know what you're going to get, but absolutely love the way it turned out. They did it for me in 5 minutes, and out the door I went. I'm so excited to use this planner for 2025. I was like, I want it to be 2025 so I can start using my new planner. I did go through and put a few plans and a few stickers in here and there, and where I had retreats, I made some notes. So just briefly to talk about plans, I don't plan my fun to the nth degree, okay? Because I like to squirrel and buy things and start things. So I don't want to plan so much that I feel like it was all just a waste of energy planning because I'm not going to follow the plan. So I don't do that. I do think that I still want to continue to do 2 finishes a month, which I was going to tell you. I had stats. Where did I write those down? If this entertains you, it entertained me. The question is, where did I write it down? I wrote it on my notes, my show notes, and then I lost my show notes. Here they are. They're just buried under my notes. I didn't really lose them. So in 2023, I had 21 whips at the start of 2023. Over the course of the year, I had 40 starts and 38 finishes, and I only had 7 FFOs. So for 2024, I said I want to at least FFO 2 projects a month. I did above and beyond that. I can't even believe it. Like, I totaled this up and then I was like, is this really right? Like, I almost want to calculate it again. So for 2024, I had 41 starts, so very similar to 2023. I have a little more than 30 whips. Did I count them all? No, I did not, because I keep starting new things. And it's December 31st, and I still might start something else. So I don't have that total number for you, but it's 30-ish, okay? A few more whips I'm carrying into 2025. That's totally okay. I had 38 finishes, which is great, right? Was that number the same the year before? It absolutely was. Wow, that's crazy. But for FFOs, is this right, y'all? I FFO'd 49 projects. Is that really right? I wrote down when I did my whip parade that I had, or when I wrote this down, I had 29 whips, but I definitely know I'm up to 32, pretty sure. Is that really right that I had that many FFOs? It said going into December I had 46, and then I finished 3 more. That's 49. That's wild. So that makes me really proud, though, because it means that, well, Flosstube obviously incentivizes me to finish stuff because I want to show it to you, but I don't want to just keep the things in a box. So setting that little goal of 2 finishes a month or 2 FFOs a month really helped me. And I think the list, I actually did, one of the things that I did write out myself was my to be finished projects. So this is my list of things that still need to be finished. There's 21 pieces on here, but I did just finish the hippo, and I didn't cross that off. The hippo ornament is done. I was sitting there thinking, that other ornament, I don't even think I ever added it to the list because it was so close to being finished when I left the retreat that it never even made the FFO list. But so I only have like 20 FFOs, like things sitting there, and quite a few of those are things that I want to frame professionally. So That's awesome. That means that I really dwindled down that big long list. I think I had 60 projects. I mean, if we sit there and do the math, that sounds right. And then I had more finishes along the year that I kept up with. So that's crazy, but awesome. So plans. I really, like I said, I didn't want to just plan to the nth. I'm a seasonal stitcher, as you know. I want to continue doing 2 finishes a month, and I want to focus on some of my BAPs. So the BAPs that I'm going to focus on are Pandemic, and I'm going to stitch that like a leap year project. So if I finish it in 4 years, I'll be super happy. If I don't, that's totally okay too, but I'm going to at least stitch it on the 1st and the 29th of each month for 2025. And that's flexible because we're going to be doing some traveling, and if I don't get to stitch it on the exact day, I'll just maybe push it to the day before or the day after or whatever. Additionally, I really want to put a lot of stitches in on my Hawk Run, my farms at Hawk Run Hollow. And so I decided, and I just picked this arbitrarily, I'm going to stitch it on the 5th and the 22nd of each month. And then I'm going to continue with my my Halloween sampler from Teresa Kogut. I'll probably pop in pictures of all of these because I didn't dig them out to show you. But I'll stitch on that on the 13th and the 31st of each month. So that'll hopefully get some time in on those BAPs. And I know I still also have that other big BAP, which is the American Flag Quilt Sampler. And I may stitch on that like on the 4th. It feels patriotic to me. So maybe I'll do that, but I haven't like honed in on that yet. I do have some more starts from my Winter Whip Parade planned for January, so I'm still going to start the January weigh-in from Stitching with the Housewives, Winter Topography from Pine Needle Designs, and Winter Cometh from Summer House Stitchworks. So I want to start those in January. And we are going to be going to Red River, New Mexico for a ski trip in the middle of January. I am thinking that I will probably in February do a spring kit parade for you guys, spring project kit parade, maybe with some Valentine. Maybe I'll do that at the end of January. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how January goes because traveling always takes away some of my time, and we do have to get back to school. So it's not just free reign over here to cross stitch 24/7 after we get back. So yeah, I'll have some, seasonal fun projects for you guys to tune in and see. I'll probably do a Lent stitch in March, but I haven't picked one out yet. I really like doing that. So I start on Ash Wednesday and stitch through Easter on that. And I usually just do 1 strand a day on that project. What else? What else did I have written down? May is going to be crazy town. I am going to be going, my family and I, Tyler, Will, and I are going to be going on an African safari. This is something that is like a trip of a lifetime for us, and we're so excited to get to see Africa. And we're going to be going, I think, in May. We have tentatively put that on the calendar. May is a very busy month for us. It's my husband and I's anniversary. It's his birthday month. It's my birthday month. It's Mother's Day. It's all the things. But what a perfect way to celebrate. So I think we're going to be going on an African safari. That'll be wild. And I probably want to stitch something to commemorate that. So if you can think of any chart that pops into your mind, please do tell me. I would love to know. I'd love some ideas for that. Got some retreats coming up in the new year, and there'll always be new starts with that. What else? I think really that's kind of all. I'm gonna obviously focus on whips too. I always try to knock some of those seasonal whips out, but mainly just focusing on those big projects. So I love my planner, Katie. Did you guys notice I put a sticker on it? I put a few stickers on the inside, so I had gotten this from one of my sticker stash books. And I think that's all for now. I just want to say again, thank you. I hope you guys have a really amazing 2025. Happy stitching. Bye.